Welcome back to On the Rise with the latest Canadian men's national team news. And we have seen a done deal and an official transfer in the world of Canadian men's national team. As we have seen in the Dutch second division, where young PSV have finally sold and moved on the young 21-year-old Canadian attacker in Simon Colyn, who has officially joined the Graafschap. This is a done deal and it is completed. This isn't speculation, it isn't a rumor, as this is official and reported even on Transfer Market, who already have Simon Colyn on the Graafschap roster. But this was all broken today through the likes of a Dutch outlet in Rick Elfrink, who goes on to say this, quote, "De Graafschap takes Simon Colyn from young PSV. Medical examinations already today." So it's official and it is done. This is also being reported from Rick Elfrink, who I just said, but this man reported last week or so that Simon Colyn rejected an offer from De Graafschap and expected to move to the Eredivisie. I'm not sure if young PSV didn't get the right offers from an Eredivisie club, or Simon Colyn didn't get the playing time guaranteed to him from an Eredivisie club. That could also be it. Because going to the Graafschap, it's not a huge step up, it's not a huge step down. For me, this is a sideways step. The Graafschap barely missed out on the Eredivisie second division's playoffs last season. I'm pretty sure they finished in about 10th place, just shy of the playoffs, and getting the chance to be promoted to the Eredivisie. But landing a player like Simon Colyn could boost them to get promoted. And even if Simon Colyn can put up the exact same numbers he did last season, will give him a huge chance of proving to Eredivisie sides, or even sides not even in Holland, that he is ready to make that next step up and play senior football at a high level. As last season, he was truly phenomenal with young PSV, as he was only 20 years of age, having 36 matches with 28 starts, tallying 2,300 minutes, but adding 6 goals and 7 assists to his tally, which is 13 goals contributions throughout 36 matches and 28 starts, which is truly phenomenal from a young 20-year-old. And if you're asking me and you don't know much about Simon Colyn and you're not sure where his position is on a football pitch, Simon Colyn can really play anywhere up front. Simon Colyn can play up front as a false 9, dropping off and playing between the lines and playing through beautiful through balls to help his forwards, or he can even play up front and scoring the goals for his side along a partner up top, or even dropping back and playing it as a 10, a creative role of a midfielder. Simon Colyn all around has a great and exciting package, and I would love to see what he can do with the Graafschap and hopefully earn himself that Eredivisie move or that top transfer he deserves. I got a hunch and a feeling like the Eredivisie offers were there for him. Young PSV had offers, but nothing was quite right for Simon Colyn. Because we did hear through Rick Elfrink, the same Dutch outlet who broke the transfer today, like I said, that there was Eredivisie scouts and Eredivisie clubs sniffing around Simon Colyn. So I got the hunch and the feeling that those Eredivisie clubs did come knocking, because I got the sense that he's ready for that step up. He wants to move away from young PSV. He wants to continue to prove himself at that level, but he probably wasn't guaranteed that game time that he truly needs to prove himself on the football pitch. Yes, it's always nice to get that step up in club, get that step up in league, but for me, you also have to consistently be playing, and you have to consistently be proving yourself, or else you'll never get that next step up. And Simon Colyn, I think, has that in mind. I think he wasn't guaranteed that playing time with an Eredivisie club that came knocking, and he said to himself, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to stay with a team that's contending for playoffs, for the playoff run and the playoff picture in the Eredivisie second division, and I'm going to try and push them that next step further and prove to the Eredivisie clubs and prove to other clubs in world football, whether that's in Austria, in a top 5 division, in Portugal, that he is ready for that step up to senior football and to play with the best players around. Because Simon Colyn, I think, is ready. You saw those numbers he put up last year, 6 goals, 7 assists. The previous year, even when he was 19 in the same division for young PSV, had 5 goals and 3 assists and only 17 starts. So he's been on fire ever since joining that league. Yes, young PSV is kind of a developmental side, a U23 team, if you do like, for PSV Eindhoven in the Eredivisie. But what he has done with that club has been very exciting from a very young age, and he has continued to produce it. So it'll be very fun and interesting to see all that happens around Simon Colyn, especially after he did reject them about a week ago. He's changed his mind. He's come back. He's come back to that offer. I'm sure they've given him the correct playing time, what he deserves. And we're going to see the best in Simon Colyn, because already he's played a match this year for Young PSV, and he came off the bench, and he only got 12 minutes. So that shows that Simon Colyn is hungry to get those first team minutes, to be consistently starting, to be proving himself on a week in and week out basis. The more football you're playing, the better chance you get called up to the Canadian men's national team, the better chance you get that exciting transfer. And he tore up the league last season. There's no need that he has to be on the bench. He can be starting for a side like the Graafschap and proving himself week in and week out at a high-end basis. And it's very exciting to see him get that transfer. I'm very high on Simon Colyn. He is one of those attackers in the Canadian men's national team player pool and depth chart up front that I believe has that chance to really have a breakout season. But there's also another striker who I want to quickly keep tabs on, who had a huge game. He's a dual national in Ronan Kratt. I've talked about him now and then. I'm very high on Ronan Kratt. He bagged himself a hat-trick in Werder Bremen's U23 side, 14-1 victory yesterday. It was a huge win. It was great for Ronan Kratt. I'm very high on what he can do. I loved what he's done ever since he's made that transfer. It shows a lot of initiative, a lot of excitement. Of course, starting in the Canadian Premier League and making that move to Werder Bremen was massive, especially after that trial stint, proving himself, bagging a hat-trick. Ronan Kratt is definitely another number 9 we have to keep tabs on. And I also really do not want to lose him to the CanMNT, because he's a dual national between Canada and USA, so it would be a very tough player to lose if we did lose Ronan Kratt. But unfortunately, guys, outside of the Simon Colyn news and talking about that Ronan Kratt hat-trick there from yesterday, there's nothing really going on in the past day for the Canadian men's national team as of now. There was no matches today. Of course, the Super Cup was going on, so there was no really European qualification matches around Canadian players. Tomorrow we do see Club Brugge take to the pitch in Tajon Buchanan going out once again, probably at right back, as well Rosenborg, Jaden Nelson getting another chance to score on a European stage. So that should be very exciting. Keep an eye out for those two Canadian attackers, or right back, whatever you want to call Tajon Buchanan now. Two exciting Canadian players added tomorrow. Also, my John Herdman video wasn't able to get out this morning, guys. My apologies. Due to weather, I wasn't able to get home last night. So hopefully, I'll have a video out tomorrow morning, and we'll be able to get that in-depth John Herdman video on him joining TFC from that Gareth Wheeler clip that he had talked about on One Soccer, because I found it extremely interesting, and I wanted to break it down more in depth, talking about all the little topics and pieces Gareth Wheeler had to talk about in that short clip. So guys, we're going to try and have the video tomorrow morning. Let me know what you guys think about Simon Colyn joining the Graafschap, staying in the Dutch second division, but more than likely getting more consistent for first team football. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit that like button and drop a sub, and let me know what you guys continue to think about the daily CanMNT uploads. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.